in the last week to 2 weeks has been really dealing with a shift in themselves. And I'm not just talking shift, it's another shift. It is where your cells, your physical body, your mental, your consciousness, everything inside of you is letting go of a bucket load. It's going, I've had enough. And you might have felt like you've had a head cold, you might have felt achy, almost like all the flu symptoms, but not.
Oh no, not the flu symptoms.
No,
not those ones.
Not those ones. But it's just really, that your body's just in a state of dysfunction. It's like saying, I can't cope. I don't know what to do. Where do I fit? And I've been feeling this over the last week. I've had migraines, which I haven't had in a long, long time. But I've been getting migraines. I've been getting nausea. I've been getting all sorts of different symptoms, swollen glands, heady sort of stuff, etc., etc. And it's just a case of like, sorry, this chair of mine.
Well, she's disappeared. So anyway, she's disappeared into the jacaranda trees.
What's been going on is that my body has been telling me that for a wee while that things need to change. Change not because I need to lose weight or I need to change this or change it, but change because energetically there is such a shift happening over and above beyond what's currently going on with the awokenness and the awakenness and the standing up for truth and all of that sort of stuff. Yes, that is important, but all of that pales into consideration, pales into significance, really, if we are not taking care of ourselves, if we are so outwardly focused that we forget to look after this, where we forget to look after our own truth, our own beingness, our own I am energy, then we're absolutely useless. We're absolutely defunct in our creativity and our connectivity with the outside community, with the outside world. And I know that Safida and the guys have sort of said this to us before. They said, look, love first thyself before you love another.
That sounds very biblical.
Heal yourself before you give healing out. And I've always yeah. But this last week, I have had to literally cancel appointments. I've had to move people from this date to another date, really sort of move around. I've had to step out of our Tuesday group for this last Tuesday gone by, because I've needed to take care of me. I've needed to go into the inner healing. And that is very, very important. So if you are feeling in a way that your world is turned upside down, inside out, back to front, and you're like, what have I done wrong? I want you to realize that perhaps you've not done anything wrong. You're actually doing things right because you are releasing at an energetic level. You're letting shit go.
Thank you. So we should have actually titled this Letting Shit Go. So those of you that are... So the conversation around well-being for warriors of light, well-being for those who are awakened or awakening, how are we healing and how are we looking after ourselves? So what are we actually doing to look after ourselves at the moment? Because there's so much happening outside of our auspices that we can really get distracted and forget about that. Unless we're doing the inner work, the healing and looking after ourselves, we're going to be of absolutely no use to our family, our friends, and to anybody else that is seeking assistance and guidance. And plus, it's not a great way of having a great abundant life if you're not good and you're out of balance. And I can vouch for that. I've been out of balance many times in my life, and it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel like I'm living to my full potential. It always feels much better when I'm dealing with the inner work and the things that have been I'm caught up in my psyche or the aspects or the things that need to be integrated. It's much better when I'm healing or feeling I'm on a healing journey of expansion. So also, just to let you know, I've put a link in the post up here. We're going to be speaking at Paradigm Shift on the Gold Coast in November 13, 14, 13, 14, and we're doing a workshop in 15. So I think, well, maybe it's the other way around, 14, 15, doing a workshop on 16. So we're going to be streaming that. Anthony O'Flynn, who runs Paradigm Shift and does a wonderful job, is also streaming it throughout the world. So if you want a streaming pass, you just go onto that link and mention Cosmic. Put in the code Cosmic and you'll get a discount from us to you for joining that. It's going to be some great speakers, and we're going to be joining those speakers, and we're going to be talking about spiritual bypassing versus spiritual empowerment with our channeled friend, mentor, Safita, and it's going to be absolutely interesting. I'm going to say it's going to be interesting because it's not something we've tackled before, but we're tackling it because we're in new times. We're in new territory right now in 2020. 2020 is not going to disappear come New Year's Day. We go, oh, what a horrible year. What a crazy year. Oh, my God, glad that's over. No, it's not going to be over like that. We are at the start of something very, very new, very, very fresh. And this is the first time Lou and I have done a live together for a week or so, probably 3 weeks, I'd say. Lou's been dealing with some deep healing. I've been dealing with some deep healing. We've been very busy as well. And we're excited to be here. Please say hi, even if I can't see you. G'day, Holly. Nice to see you. Say hi if you want to say hi. We'd love to share with us what's going on. We're doing a lot of clearing because we're not going to be able to cope with the changes unless we cope with the changes inside ourselves. And we're pretty big on that. I don't know why Lou keeps fading in and out. I don't. I think it's because I got the matching jacaranda.
It's because I'm on the side. If I was to push her out of the way.
So share this around. Share this with your friends. Invite your friends in now. We're going to talk for a few minutes here and about what's been happening for us and also a bit of an energy update because, oh man, I mean, you couldn't write a movie this good, could you? You know?
Oh, I think they've tried.
The movie about 2020 and beyond. The Great Awakening. This is the Great Awakening, and there's so much to get us distracted, whether it's Donald Trump's hairstyle or Nasara, Jasara, or the fact that you interrupted me, or whatever's going on in your country and people wearing different types of masks or not, refusing to go along that track. So there's all sorts of things that can absolutely distract us at the moment, right down to some channeled information, some of it totally not resonating at all, and like, who the heck are these people and what are they bringing forward, through to some very good, sharp channeled information. If you want sharp channeled information from higher energies that's been tested and we believe is authentic, then go to our YouTube site. It is Cosmic YouTube channel, and go and check out some of the stuff there. Particularly if you haven't already, please subscribe. Go and look at White Feather. They came through. They're a very high energy group, and they came through in January 2020 before all the stuff was launched upon us. I'm going to say upon us because we've had a big part in launching this. What say we actually decided this is the way? You're still going in and out, babe. I don't know why. What say we all decided that this is the way we were going to do the Great Awakening? What say we're all such a big part of this? You know, just putting it out there. Anyway, better let Lou talk before she fades again.
No. I'm fine. I like listening to you. I reckon
it's good to hear.
I reckon that in this particular time at the moment, we really do need to have a reminder of who we are. Our sense of humor, our personality. We need to know that we are okay. And I think that's important because when we doubt who we are, when we doubt what is going on in our lives, what's going on around us, it can have a particularly negative effect on our mindset, on our well-being. And spiritual well-being for us as light, warriors of light, of beings that hold the light, of messengers, we need to know. And I'm not, when I say we, I'm not just referring to Heather and myself. It's all of us that are in this particular frame. We need to know that our vibration is at a state of being that is untouchable. And
Untouchable.
and how do you do that? Well, for me, what I've been doing is I've been connecting, and I know Heather's probably going to say, "Oh, that sounds religious," blah blah blah. But I've been connecting to the divine creator. Thy will be done. Your will be done. When I refer to that, it's like I'm sensing the masculine, the feminine, the divine masculine, the divine feminine. That joint energy coming into the earth, because when we take into the responses, when we go into the reality of what is going on in the energy, we realize that we don't just have a divine goddess, we don't just have a divine god or being, we have source. When we come into that, we finally connect into that reality of who we are. And for me, what I've been finding is that's been opening up doorways for me. It's been opening up awarenesses, opening up the illumination of my knowledge that I haven't always remembered. And for this time and this place, it's been something that I've been able to draw on and open up into. And I'm handing back to Heather now.
Oh, sorry, I was doing technical things. Look, if you are around, say hi and please share this. And if not for at least the beautiful jacarandas that are right behind us in our living room here.
That's why I keep fading in and out. The energy's just too much.
I think you've got the wrong colour. You've got autumn colours on, you see. We're moving into summer here. So thank you for that, darling. So a bit of talk about the divine creator. What is the divine creator? I mean, I don't know. I don't have a handle on that. I just know it exists. Just know it exists. I can't even, even profess to have any great understandings of that, other than it works if I just allow a whole lot of stuff in my life and I hand over a whole lot of stuff, and I just allow myself also to be under the auspices of a greater plan, the divine plan. But that doesn't mean to say that I don't have any personal responsibility. So that's back to spiritual well-being for warriors of light. Personal responsibility is absolutely key at the moment, and not ignoring things and speaking one's truth. I mean, speaking your truth. At the moment, there are people wandering around in fear. And look, we haven't done a live together for a while, so really we come from the belief and understanding and actually a knowing that the what's happening at the moment with this distraction with the COVID thing is just a major distraction for other things that are happening behind the scenes, that they, and I say they, are wanting to implement. And we've known about this for some while. Why? With Agenda 2021 and Agenda 2030. And please don't come on and tell me, oh, that's politics. Everything is intermingled now. Everything. As above, so below. There is a great spiritual war happening. And this war is also happening at a psychological level on this planet. And unless we can get to grips with what's happening with our own mindset and our own energy around this and what our choices are, we're going to be washed over in a tidal wave of belief systems, dogma, and fear. And it's really important, even if you're not walking around in fear, that you do not become stale in the energy, that your spiritual signature, your energy of who are you and why are you here is enhanced and manifested. In actual fact, we are, I believe, in the greatest spiritual evolutionary opportunity of expansion in thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of years. We are in the greatest opportunity of spiritual evolution that humankind has come across, has been in for a very, very long time. And I, for one, am not going to waste it on complete distraction or ignore it. So it's been challenging as well. So please share this around, because what's happened to us, I'm going to share with you also what's happened, is that Facebook algorithms have chopped out half of our followers, and so we end up with 2 people on rather than 20, and things like that are happening. And so please share this around, because we are aware of what's going on in Facebook and YouTube. It's totally controlled by those that don't want the truth to come forward. It's totally censored, and we know this has been happening to us. We're not big players, but certain algorithms with certain words we use and put up will come into place, and they will, fiddle around with things on all of, not just us, everybody's sites. And we're going to be moving to brand new YouTube as well, and we're looking at some other platforms. If anybody else has found some social media platforms that have got some really good group settings, then let us know. So I think Safida, our friend Safida, is here at the moment. He's going to talk. Do you want to go and change your shirt?
No, it's just because of the fact that I'm at a slightly different angle to
Well,
you, and you're more central.
Okay, what I'll do is I'll move over so you can speak to us. So Safida is here to speak to us as well at the moment. Please share this around, invite your friends in, and or replay, whatever you like. But we're here as conscious creators and warriors of light in this new time of being. We've been doing this for a long time, but now we're stepping it up. And if you want to join us on this step up of creation, of expansion, there is no time like now. This is the important historical juncture that we've been waiting for, that we've come for a very long time. We've been wanting this to come about, and now that it's here, a lot of people are ignoring it. Please don't ignore it. This is the time of great excitement, abundance, co-creation, and inner healing. So important to remember that we are taking back our planet, we are taking back our sovereignty, and we are reclaiming the truth of who we are in all manner and form. So that's my encouragement. Look at the paradigm shift link in here as well, because we're going to be speaking live about this and other things, and workshopping in November. Thank you.
Greetings, dear friends. I am Safida, and did she not sound quite the officious news reporter? So let us look at where we are today. Let us look at the fact that we are in a time of great change. This is a moment, this is a time where humanity as a whole has come together and requested, consciously and unconsciously, great change. Because you have seen, felt, known, vibrationally become aware that there is a dissync or a unsyncing in the connectivity of the energy. So what you have become aware of is the fact that there are parts that are coming together that should not gel, and they are causing a vibrational rasping like sandpaper, but they are being forced into place because they are wanted by ulterior motives to be there. Now, you're seeing this played out in your world, you're seeing this played out in your governments, in your councils, in your different authority groups over you. And yet, still, you are coming together, groups of you have become aware, conscious enough to gather in like-minded people. And what you're going to start to discover is people are going to start moving away from traditional means of communication. What do I mean by that? These things, these cell phone things, are going to become tools, but not the main thrust of your communication. You are going to revert, some of you, to the desire to pen and paper, to the traditional analog, to ham radio. Why is this? Because you know that through this communication, it is very difficult to manipulate, very difficult to alter. You will be able to see in the frequency, the handwriting, the presentation of any manipulation that comes forward. So am I now beginning to sound like a conspiracy theorist? The great ascended master is becoming a conspiracy theorist. No, I am a reality check. I check out the reality of your consciousness, because let us travel back in time. Let us travel back to a time where I was asked, probably in 2014, about the consciousness of humanity and how did it affect the consciousness that was surrounding the planet at the time in relation to light workers, in relation to healers, in relation to this and this and this and this. And I said, well, look, if you consider the fact that there is a consciousness of awareness, that humanity's consciousness surrounds or lies or builds over the main criteria. Yes? What begins to happen then is after that, you have people in this conscious connection of humanity, and they go, well, this doesn't serve me anymore. So they break away from it. And they create a consciousness of like-minded people called light workers. They come together, and then what begins to happen in that particular unique scenario is their consciousness creates a gathering or a layer of consciousness. And people in that consciousness goes, this doesn't serve me anymore. This is not the freedom that I was looking for. I am still being bound. I am still being controlled by belief systems, by things that I do not wish to connect into. So they break away and they become warriors of light. They become individuals. They become independent thinkers. And so they draw to them those of like-minded energy. But what begins to happen is the same pattern. So until you all begin to recognize that the words you are speaking, in the language you are speaking, which is the common language of humanity, it is spellcraft. There are many words in your human dialogue. It does not matter if you are using French, if you are using English, Spanish, Latin, it does not matter. Because what begins to happen is when you use words that literally translate to, do you understand? You are placing yourself under the standing of the authoritative that has asked you, do you understand? So you are giving them your power. When you take the words such as, I consent, you are giving away your power to something or someone else. So you must begin to observe what it is that you are speaking, what it is that you are uttering from your mouth. Rather than use the words, I understand, use the word, I comprehend. I have an awareness of what you are saying. I have a realization of what is being discussed. But no, I do not understand. So make it clear, if you must use that word, that you do not. Because the energy of this time is a time where it requires of you alertness, awareness. Because as Heather said, we are at spiritual warfare. And so above, so beneath. And so what we are asking you to come to a conclusion to within your own awareness, within that which you are researching and you are divining and distilling within yourself, within your own knowledge, is that the winds of change that are coming on are not just coming here to change the political realm. They're not here to change the generic light worker realm. They are here to change humanity. Because within humanity, this global label of humanity, there are Terrans, there are galactic beings, there are Palladian, there are Octuran, there are Zeta, there are Reptilian. Now, not all Reptilian, as I keep telling you, are necessarily of the Draco regime. Yes, there are reptoids or reptilians that live amongst you who are here to assist you, whose only goal in life is to come to assist Gaia to ascend. So be careful when you lump the entire reptilian community into a label of evil, of those that rip you down. Now, all of these beings reside here on Earth with permission. In your accretion disk, and within that which is the toroidal energy that is flowing around your particular planet, there are permissions that have been given by humanity and Gaia to come into this realm. There are those as well that are here illegally, who do not have permission. So you need to define within yourself which energy you are communicating to, which energy you are working with, because in that you will begin to find who and what vibration to connect with. So when we're looking at an energy update, I am not going to say, oh, in 3 weeks' time, this is going to happen. In 2 months' time, you'll find this. And Uranus is rising and retrograde Mars, etc., because that is irrelevant. Yes, it has an access and it has an input and an influence on what is going on, because the planetaries around this particular accretion disk will affect through gravitational pull, etc., and if you believe in something enough, it will affect you in what you believe. Yes, so you must ask yourself, if I believe this and this is what I'm seeing, this is what I'm feeling, why is it the next person is not experiencing this? Maybe it's because they do not believe it. You see, now this is where belief comes in. Belief systems are very, very important at this time of your existence. In this time, you must consider very carefully what you are connecting into, what you are buying into. What belief are you allowing yourself to be given? Why are you accepting a belief that has no foundation of research in your own knowledge? Is it because, oh, well, this guru has said it, this teacher has said it, this government has said it, this person has said it, oh, I trust this because they have this much research and this much experience of life, etc., etc. Well, what does your knowing say? What does your intuition say? What does your third eye connection to that which is the vortice of connection to the higher realms, what does that say? What does your truth say? Why do you have a belief in you that when you begin to speak it, you can't really get the words out properly? But when you're talking about what you're passionate about and you begin to utter the words to describe what you're feeling and how it is, that rushes out until somebody comes along and says, ah, yes, but what about COVID? And everything starts to shrink again. Why? Because there is a belief seed that has been planted in your head through the multiple influences and subliminal messages through your blasted TVs.
Turn the TV
and
off.
your mobiles that you take with you and all your gadgets that tell you to be safe, to this, to do this. And yet I said, when I was first asked about this, I said it's a virus that has been released. The original virus was an act of warfare, but everything else that has come upon that is a flu. It is a virus that is going to be found in the system of society, just like any other seasonal illness. Go back and look at what I have written and said. Now, you have to make your own mind up what it is that you believe. When you believe something so wholeheartedly that you will not listen or respond to an ascended master, an angelic, a fellow human, a scientist, a doctor, whoever it is, because you are so sure on what your truth is, then that's fine. I am not going to tell you to not have that truth, but do not force that truth on another person. If another person says to you, I do not believe in this virus, I will not have a vaccination, I will not have a this, I will not have a that, let them have their belief. Do not resist them. Just like if you come across somebody who says, oh, I need the vaccine, I need this, do not resist them, let them have their belief. You can walk side by side each other on the road to ascension, to the road of awareness, and disagree. Talk about it. But do not have warfare. There is enough warfare going on in the realms above you that you do not need to manifest that here on this time. Be aware of what you are buying into them. But when you buy into it, do not complain. When your expectations let you down. And that is something I want you to fully be aware of. What are you expecting out of the universe? What are you expecting out of this time with the connection of all that is happening in your life? Are you expecting to come into a greater understanding, a greater knowledge of all that is the definitive connection of universe? Are you expecting somebody to rescue you? Are you expecting to rescue yourself? These are very important times of questioning, because this time, the swirling energy that is around will swallow you up if you are not aware of what is going on energetically. Yes, you need to be aware of what's happening at a physical level, but really, the energy stands over that. What is happening and manifesting in this realm here, which is your life realm, is only manifesting because what is happening in the energy. Without a control on the energetic level, there is no control in the earth level. I want to explain that.
So without a control at the energetic level, there's no control on an earth level.
Exactly.
Okay.
So, what do I mean by this? Basically, when you release and you no longer, as a human being, think for yourself, when you no longer take a cognizant view, an observer view, when you no longer have critical thinking in your life, when you no longer choose to define, and I'm talking generals here, I'm not saying this is for the awakened people or the enlightened people or the spiritual people. I'm talking of Joe Blow on the street. When they no longer have critical thinking, i.e., hang on, wait a minute. We've had, let us just use vaccines. We've had polio vaccine for how many years? And it doesn't work all the time. We have flu shots every single year. People die of flu every single year. More people die of suicide than of this. More people die in car accidents than this. More people are depressed. And I'm talking Joe Blow on the street, critical thinking. Now let's take the critical thinking away from Joe Blow, i.e. normality, the unawakened being, and let us put it into the camp of the enlightened person. I have not seen such division in the enlightened camp as I have currently with this COVID thing. I cannot believe, I will not believe that humanity of awakened, energetic, divine beings cannot come to a cognizant realization that they are being fed by an ulterior motive of deception and lies, not from humanity, but from a spiritual place, from a realm above them that is translating into the human realm. I choose not to believe humanity of awakened, galactic, interdimensional beings chooses to believe this, chooses to allow themselves to be swayed by geopolitical diatribe. Are you not energy beings? Are you not people of light? Is your vibration not that of the vibration and link to the divine creator, to source? Does source fight within itself? Does source say, oh, you must vote this way because of this, this, and this? If you are this, then you are. No. Beloved humans, hear me. Now more than ever, you are to be aware consciously of what you are saying, what you are allowing to flow through you, what you are connecting to, what you are believing. This is not an energy update of fluffy, hello, everything's going to be all right, and we're going to move out of this and we're going to move into the next wave of energy that will bring us into a place of compliance. Because it will bring you to compliance. Compliance to obey. If you do not have your original DNA, your Terran, galactic, Gaian DNA. You, my friends, my beloved Earth people, galactic humans, galactic beings that are chosen to be on this earth, wake up. Now is your time to rise. Oh, yes, I'm a little pissed off. But you're a galactic being. You're an ascended master. You shouldn't have human feelings. You're right. I shouldn't. But even universe gets a little tired when reset after reset after reset after reset after reset occurs within humanity, within this beautiful world, taking you from the place where you are rising to break free and bringing you back down to the equivalent of Stone Age again, in your awareness. Please, hear my heart. If anything, allow me to trigger you to critical thinking. Allow me to trigger you into looking at what you are allowing to come into your life through the mouths and the TVs and the connections of friends, family, media, channels. Yes, I said channels, even myself. I have said to Heather and to Louise and to all those that I connect with, time and time again, check my words. Do your research. Because deliberately at times, I will give them a ton of bullshit. Why? Are they going to drink it up like guppies do? Or will they go, that doesn't resonate. Hang on, wait a minute. I need to ask you a question. That shows me critical thinking. That shows Katumi. shows cryon. It shows all of the energies, critical thinking. Kuan Yin has drawn close to the surface of this planet again, bringing in the energy of the divine feminine. Katumi has returned in from that which is the circles around the planetary zones, bringing in the symbology of the divine male. So we have the divine feminine and the divine male coming in. Now they are not the divine, but they are symbols of the divine masculine feminine. The balance. And we ask that you emulate them, that you look at how they are and you emulate. Beloved, I want you, I desire, I hope that you will begin to look at the energy around you in a new way, because this energy is a blanket, and this blanket has a dual edge. It will smother you, or it will trigger you into an enlightened heart resonance. It will ask you to open up, to think beyond the human mind. It will assist you in opening up the pineal, to reconnect you to that which is the connection vortex of the divine. It will take you into the diaphragmic region, where you will begin to look at the balance vortex, or the sacral, yes, and the solar plex, and the base, all of these 7. But most importantly, it will bring you to the God spark, the thymus. It will bring you to the heart, the truth in the throat. And it will ask you, who are you? And what are you in this time, in this energy? What are you doing? Who am I? I am Safita. I am Safita. I am he who breaks the old paradigms, the old templates. And I am he who presents a new way, a new concept, a new template, a new paradigm. Do you have to accept it? No. I hope you will. I hope you will. Because I have so much compassion for humanity. When I walked upon this world in my incarnations, I learned so much. When I moved from the human realm into the ether realm, I learned even more. And today, having graduated from Saint-Germain and all the other names that I have been called, to Safita, living for periods of time within the central sun, being cleansed and cleared. As I suggest, every human connect to their own interdependent and personal link to the central sun of the divine connection, to burn the chaff, to burn the drudge and the cloyiness of human distraction. And you come out the other side in an energetic form that you do not recognize, but you know, this is who I am. I am that I am. The most powerful words in your language. For everything spoken after that, everything is creative energy. What are you creating in this moment? Who are you? Who are you, warrior of light? Who are you, light worker? Who are you, galactic? Who are you, human, Terran, Andromedan, Palladian. Who are you?
Lyran,
Who are you, Lyran?
Lyran or Lyran.
Who are you? What is your vibration and why? I am that I am. I am Safita. And if you wish to discourse with me, I am more than ready. I welcome to conversation. If you wish a session, then I am more than ready. Is there a question?
No, I just, are there any questions, anybody out there? On the replay, if you're watching the replay, you can always put a question in the thread and we will attend to it. And this is, we're talking about questions pertaining to what's being discoursed at this time. So this is Safita. For those of you who don't know, you're going to be seeing a lot more of him at Paradigm Shift and other places, particularly in our online classes and courses, and a energy of no nonsense, and as is Louise and myself at this time, because it really is time to step up, and we're doing that as well, and we're continuing to do that. Yet we do it with compassion, because we know that some people are still, and as well are we all, working with their human stuff. But it is truly time to tap into the galactic heart, the original Terran heart, the God spark connection, the divine and greater connection, and also remembering who you are as a result of that and why you are here at this time. So if you've enjoyed that, please share it around. If you haven't enjoyed it, just press all your buttons, ask yourself why. Have a wonderful day, evening or night, wherever you are. We are here. It is cosmic. We are Heather and Louise. We are more than that, of course, but here we are in our human physical form at this time, doing what we love doing and bringing to you messages of consciousness and clarity, balance in the I am. I am Nadiana, and I welcome any questions, comments. Please share. You're done?
I'm done.
She's done. And from the trees we go into the wilderness of true connection. Bye, everybody. See you next time.